Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Rant! Yay! Hi! So, as some of you may know, Texas and Oklahoma yesterday applied to the SEC, and it's probably a done deal. I mean, it might be a done deal, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it is. So that means if Oklahoma and Texas go into the SEC, that means the SEC will have 16 teams, 8 teams in each division. Sorry. So then I got to reading, and I found this little story on the internet, and it's about if that happens, which I'm pretty sure it will. I'm pretty sure Texas and Oklahoma will be in the SEC by next year. I don't think they're going to hesitate. What's going to happen to the Big 12? And I said this before: the Big 12 is probably going to dissolve. It is probably going downhill. So then I started reading this, and some may say, will the Big 10 expand to 16 teams? There could be a possibility that they might. Now, the teams that they're kind of considering, one and foremost, is Notre Dame. They would love to have Notre Dame in the Big 10. It's a perfect fit. It'd be the third team in Indiana. I mean, you got, or the second team in Indiana. Oh, no, 3 teams, excuse me. You got Purdue, Indiana, and Notre Dame, which is in South Bend, Indiana. So it'd be a perfect fit for the Big 10 because Notre Dame's got a lot of rivals with a lot of Big 10 teams like Michigan, Michigan State, and so forth. And they would be a perfect fit. Now, the Fighting Irish has a little bit of a problem with this. The Fighting Irish, and I'm reading this from my cell phone, by the way. The Fighting Irish are tied up with the ACC through a grant of rights through 2035 to 2036. So they're kind of tied up with a grant, as which can they get out of it? I don't know. But it'd be a logical team to come into the Big 10. Now, if that doesn't happen, the next team, if the Big 12 decides to dissolve and go bye-bye, some people are predicting Iowa State. Now, Iowa State would be a good fit also because, they're right there. They're not very far. They're right in the middle of Big 10 country anyway because you got Iowa, who's probably about, I think, an hour, 2 hours from Iowa City. I'm not sure. Plus, then being familiar territory because they have Iowa, who's become a rivalry. That's always been a rivalry, Iowa and Iowa State. Plus, they would renew their kindle with Nebraska. That goes way back. So, it'd be fun to have Iowa State in it. Will they be a good fit for the Big 10? Probably. I think they might. They are a good team. They have some good qualities. They have a pretty good basketball team. They have a pretty good football team. That could be a possibility. But, they do. And also, Iowa State does have a very passionate fan base also. They do. Iowa State fans are like Iowa fans. So, yeah, fan-wise, they travel. They do. And that's the thing about Iowa State. If that doesn't work out, here's another. This one may shock you a little bit, but it may not. Kansas. Now, I know Kansas, not the greatest football team in the world. I mean, let's face it. Their football program it needs a lot of help, and it's been needing a lot of help for years. Now, in bringing Kansas, what you're bringing into the Big 10, what Kansas would bring into the Big 10 is surely hell ain't their football program. I'll guarantee you that. It would be their basketball program. Now, anybody who follows college basketball knows that the University of Kansas, has a top-tier college basketball team. And they're that good. They've always been in the top 10, top 5, whatever, and they've always been to the NCAA tournament. So Kansas would be a fit, but only in basketball because, let's face it, their football program, yeah, And that's the only problem. But they do have a new coach, Lance Lepore. I'm probably going to butcher his last name. Lepod, something like that. It's his last name is spelled Leipold. Um, he may do something there, and University of Kansas is also a member of the AAU college program, whatever the hell that is. But anyway, I'm just looking at this at a sports point of view. Yeah, Kansas would be a good fit, only probably for basketball. Football, not so much. Now, another team that kind of surprised me on this little list that they're making, this reporter made up, was Oklahoma State. Yeah, the Cowboys. Husker fans we all know about the Cowboys from Oklahoma State too, and Kansas. It's like a reunion of the old Big 8. Anyway, Oklahoma State and quote West Virginia are best programs among the 8 remaining in the Big 12. I mean, they are. Oklahoma State is certainly a better fit in terms of geographically because they're in Oklahoma. And the Mountaineers, and then the Mountaineers, because the Mountaineers, they lax in a lot of things, including that AAU thing, membership. The Big 10 values so very much. Um, if there was a toss up between Oklahoma State and West Virginia, I would say I would probably go. Mainly probably Oklahoma State because they fit better geographically. West Virginia, I see West Virginia. To tell you the honest truth, um, I would see them better suited for the ACC. The reason why geographically they're right in the middle of ACC country, so I see them. If the Big 12 did break up, I see West Virginia, and I said this before, probably going to the ACC because they're right there. They're right there with Virginia, North Carolina. They're there with, Pittsburgh and the old backyard brawl. I mean, people my age remember watching Pittsburgh and West Virginia. That was always a rivalry. They can renew that rivalry again. But all in all, I can see West Virginia more in the ACC. Oklahoma State, yeah, I can kind of see them in the Big 10. They do have they have a pretty good basketball team. They do have a pretty good football team. Yeah, I can see them in the Big 10. So, yeah, I see a fit in there if they decide to go that way, if the Big 10 decides to go that way. Now, for the rest of the teams like TCU, who ranks pretty much ahead of Baylor because Baylor's, I don't know why they do, but due to the difference in the media market, TCU is out of Dallas. Everybody knows that. Dallas, big media capital of Texas. That's why the only reason why TCU would rate ahead of Baylor because they're just in poor Waco, Texas. I don't think these two. I would like to see these two teams to fit in the Big 10, but quite honestly, I wouldn't like to see them in the Big 10 at all. I think they're more. I don't know what conference. I could put them in one conference, maybe Pac-12, possibly. I don't know, maybe Mountain West, but I don't see them in Big 10 material. If they do go that route, they'd probably pick TCU as Big 10, but I really don't want to see TCU or Baylor in there, to tell you the truth. Texas Tech, no, I don't see Texas Tech coming into Big 12 or the Big 10 at all. I think Texas Tech would fit probably more the Pac-12, but who knows? It's a good possibility that they may fit into the Pac-12 just in case the Big 12 splits up. That's been rumored. Excuse me, it's been rumored that they might have talks with the Pac-12, but I don't know. It's hard to say. But right now, the Big 12 have, I'd say, one more year before Texas and Oklahoma both, because in 2022, I think Oklahoma and Texas will bolt to the SEC. I don't think they're going to wait around. I think they're going to bolt right away. So after the 2021 season's done, I think they're going to go to the SEC right away. I don't think they're going to wait around until 2025 or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but when their contract was up, I think it was 2025. So there you go. Now, who do I think would be probably the best fit in the Big Ten? My opinion, I would like to see one or two. I'd like to see Notre Dame. I really would. I think Notre Dame would probably be the best fit. Yes, I agree with all the sports writers out there. They would be the best fit, except for they have this ACC grant thing going with the ACC until 2035. So if that doesn't work out, I think the next best team, in my opinion, would probably be Iowa State because they're right there in the middle of Big Ten country. They fit right in with the Big Ten West. And there you go. I think that would be a great fit. If the Big Ten added two teams, I would add Notre Dame and Iowa State. So that's how I feel about it. I want to know how you guys feel about it. How do you feel about it? Do you think Iowa State and Notre Dame are the best fits for the Big Ten if the Big Ten go that way? If they go searching for an expansion? Or do you think there's some other teams out there that might be a better fit? But I personally, like I said, I think Notre Dame and Iowa State would probably be the best fit. But let me know what you think. Share your comments in the comment box below. Hit that like button if you like the show. Subscribe. That's always good. Subscribing is good. And let's see, what did I leave out? Oh, I mentioned a comment. So there you go. I'm done. Or you can email me at drunkfarmer67@gmail.com. If you got a comment there, go ahead and write a comment on that. So until then, everyone, I'm sorry the show's a little long. But until then, everyone, I'll see you when I see you. And so long, everybody. Have a great weekend. And I'm back. I never can do this right.